Let's get down.
All right, everybody. We are live on a Monday. Get down to business with Jeremy Torisk live on air. We are here to answer your questions, whether you're looking to improve your mind, body, or business. We are here to help you get better, 1% better a day. As long as you're out here trying to get better, we're here to help you get better. And we have the connections and the relationships with the best coaches in the world to help you get better with your life. So it is time to get down to business. I'm Jeremy Torisk, and I appreciate everyone here. Come here live Monday through Thursday, and come here together, talk about what we do in our business, in our life, personally and professionally, because we are always looking to get better in everything we do. So I'm just opening up the chat lines here. So I can tell if you guys have questions, you can put them in the chat, or if you go to the email or the body of the social media, you can see my phone number. You can give me a call, and we'll put you on the air, talking through the phone, answer some questions, or to share your experiences or what we're going to be talking about today, your thoughts. And then finally, you can also click on the link that's in the body of the social media post where you're seeing this, and come on live on video. If you got a video camera, turn your video camera on and come on live and talk about what we're talking about, which today are KPIs. If anyone knows what a KPI is, it's your key point initiatives. There's a lot of different names for it. It's the things that we're tracking in our businesses or our lives to become successful. The key point indicators, some people call them, are there as a guideline for you. And so we're going to get into KPIs. This today is Monday, December 11th. Only a couple weeks left, and that's the reason we're talking about KPIs. Because if you haven't thought about KPIs yet, it's time to. And if you haven't thought about your next year's goals, well, that's how you get them, by looking at your KPIs. Because really, your key point indicators, it's just that. It's the indications on what are you doing, and is it bearing fruit? Are you working towards your end goals, or are you just out there kind of running and not getting anywhere on the hamster wheel? So your KPIs will be a very good indicator as to whether you're making progress, if you're being optimal in your actions, or if you're just doing things because you like to do them, but they're not moving your business forward, or your lifestyle. Maybe you're just trying to get better at running, or getting into shape, or building better relationships with not only your families and friends and wife, but professional relationships as well. So we are here in the Get Down to Business studio here in Pompano Beach, Florida. It is a beautiful day out here. I went on my what did we do? About 2.5, 3 miles this morning, walk on the beach with my wife. We do that every morning. We go to Pompano Beach and we walk, and we have a good talk. We don't really talk during the day because we're just so busy, both of us. And so I had a great day, turned into a really, really special morning. Last week, towards the end of the week, I had some, I don't know, bad mojo or something. Like things ended up working out okay, but I was going through some stress, especially on Wednesday, I think, or Thursday of last week. I mean, bad things just seem to kind of pop up, but today could have been a better start. Let me tell you about what happened this morning. I've been looking and thinking about getting a trailer hitch because I'm the AV nerd for the Florida Speakers Association, and I take all this stuff, all these cameras here, and the lights, and the recordings, and the microphones, and I stuff them all into my Jeep Cherokee, and I take them all to the hotel every month where I film the speakers who come in, and that way we can have people on Zoom simulcasting in, and we can hear them clearly, and they can hear us clearly, and it's a really effective way to do it, the way I do it. 2-camera shoot for the speakers, so they're happy with their, with what we're doing for them. Anyway, I said, what am I doing, man? I'm stuffing all this 8 pounds of crap into a 5-pound bag, and I'm scratching my Jeep up, and it's a pain in the butt. And I drive by a U-Haul storage place every day on the way to work and from work, and I go, I can get a trailer for like $20, right? Like literally $28, an enclosed lockable trailer where I can just put everything in nice, have some room, drive it to the hotel, and load it nice, lock it up. What am I doing? I need to go get a trailer hitch. And I think it's like $300 or $400 or $500, somewhere in that neighborhood, right, for a trailer hitch. So I go to this place this morning. This is how my Monday starts. First, I go for the walk with my wife, and we see some amazing wildlife, and we're having a great discussion. I get home, and I go to the trailer place where they install trailer hitches and do other stuff to vehicles. And I tell him the year, the make and the model, and he goes, "Oh man," he looks it up, and he says, "You can only put one kind of trailer hitch on here. It goes behind the bumper, and we got to take the whole bumper off." And I'm like, "Well, listen, I got a budget, like anyone else. My budget was about $400 because I know U-Haul could do it for 375, but he's like, "Well, nobody can do it for 375 because they got to take this bumper off, and that's 2 hours of labor right there alone. So you're probably looking between $600 and $800 depending on how much." What kind of lighting system you want and all this other add-on stuff. I go, wow. I said, listen, partner, I appreciate you, but I don't have that in the budget right now. I'll just keep stuffing my 8 pounds into my 5-pound bag. He goes, hold on a second. You got an L. You got a Jeep Cherokee L. He goes, show me where you park. So he walks out in the parking lot. He crawls underneath my Jeep in the back, and he pops out this little piece of plastic under my license plate, and there's a Dodge trailer hitch already on my truck that's hidden with this piece of plastic, and that's really well done by Jeep. But you just kind of pop it right out, and there's a trailer hitch, and the both kind of lightings, the good lighting, and he goes, you might have to program it or something, but you just saved you about $800 today. And that's how kind of Monday has been a great Monday. Got off to a great time with my wife, and I got out to some great money saving news from the guy at the garage. And it's just been a good day. So I'm happy to share that with you. I hope you're having a good Monday. Today, we're going to get into, again, the rest of this year, we're going to be talking about what can we do to prep for next year. 2024 is upon us. We're staring at it right in the face. So today we're going to talk about key point indicators or key point initiatives. And we're going to be talking about how do we come up with these today. So tomorrow is Tech Tuesday. We're going to talk about something else, but we're going to talk about green screen and all the stuff I do here. But today we're talking about key point indicators. So I went and drew this stuff up here. Let me put this over here so I can see you all. And I'm not going to put up any sort of fancy stuff. We're just going to go through and wrap. So if you have a question about how KPIs work in your personal life or your business life, throw them in the comments. Call me, 954-338-9799, or go ahead and come on air with me if you like, and we can do some damage here together. I just got my Twitch chat working here, so if you're on Twitch, it's the first time that I'm really looking at the Twitch chat. We'll see how good this is. So I got Facebook chat open. I got LinkedIn chat open. I got Twitch chat open. I don't have YouTube chat open, but I think the YouTube does a pretty good job of coming through this chat overlay. So chat with me. Call me. You could text me a question, or you can come online on video here and come on here and I'll pull you on video. So first thing we start off with is we're going to talk about preparing for 2024 success. Hold on, let me take this little camera. I see something. It's my webcam. There you go. Probably looks a little better now without that thing in there. Yeah, there we go. So whether you're seasoned, your business, you've been in business for a while, or you're just starting out, you really do have the obligation to yourself to be prepared for next year. And so people who are new don't know they have to do it. And people who are seasoned forget they have to do it. They forget that anybody would actually what got them there. Kind of stopped doing what got them there in the first place, and they probably did it. I'm looking at a text now. Sorry for bothering you. Don't. I want to offer you a promotion to your channel. Here's what I say to these people. I'll give you your name. Presumptuous rough J. Go to hell is what I say to you. How do you get on somebody's live feed while they're live casting, and then you pitch me something instead of being involved in the conversation, instead of contributing to what the show is. You want to pitch me something on a live show, you asshole. You're number one, presumptuous rough J. Go to hell. Get a life. Learn how to do business. Learn how to build relationships. Learn how to stop being an asshole. So, I didn't want to type all that back to him. That was a Twitch viewer right there. Presumptuous rough J. If you know that person, tell them to learn how to do some relationship building. Yeah, so stupid. So, what's the first thing we have to do in order to get KPIs ready for next year? And the first approach that I use is reflection. It's hard to understand what I'm going to do next without looking back and understanding what's worked for me so far. And even more importantly, what has not worked for me so far. And then let's stop doing the stuff that's not working this year. Let's not do that next year. Let's do some things that were working this year or have a really good chance to work this year, next year, if we just keep doing it. For example, I started this live streaming thing last week. It was my first week, last Monday, and I'm going to be doing this. Is it working? No, it's not working. We got one chat so far in 4 days. It's from Jerkoff, who's trying to sell me something during a live event instead of contributing. So when I say it's working, no, but it's going to work. You got to keep doing it. You got to come Monday through Thursday, same time, 2:30 p.m. Let it go for an hour, maybe 30 minutes, maybe 40 minutes, whatever it naturally is going to go until you get some legs under you. But guess what's going to happen? If I do it enough, it will work. And if I do it enough and it's not working, I got to figure out what I'm doing wrong, but just change it, but don't stop doing it. But that's an example. I'm doing it and it's not working now, but it doesn't mean it's not going to, because this medium is the most powerful medium in the world. This is a television show, guys. This is my let's get down to business television show that you get to see at your on demand. Just go to my channel, which is Facebook and LinkedIn and Instagram and Twitch and Twitter and YouTube, and watch my show anytime you want on demand. It's like being on Netflix or on on your Comcast carrier or your Roku or something. This is my own television station. And one of these Tech Tuesdays, where I'm going to show you guys this whole studio deal on how this looks. I'm gonna really get into how you could do this in your own home for very, very little bit of money to look good and to sound good and to have some cool integration tools at your fingertips here. So, Jeremy Mish, good to see you too, buddy, on LinkedIn. I appreciate the shout out and that you're watching and supporting. I appreciate you, man. So thanks for that. So anyway, reflection. What's worked? I know that I started coaching Done Better this year, and so what's worked is hard to tell what's worked because it's so new. But I've got a great idea about what's going to work. I got a good idea about what's needed in the industry in our community of coaches and in my community of people who just want to get better. And that's what we're going to employ next year with this app that we're building that comes out online in February. But this is part of it. The speaking is part of it. The outreach is part of it. All these things now go into a big bucket. So I speak, I write, I do events, I do live podcasting, live streaming, I do recorded podcasting, I do emails and video emails and messaging. I got networks that I belong to. I've got different platforms that I employ and purchase, and I get licenses for Sales Funnel and all these different things. These all have to go now into a bucket, and you go, if I do all these things, is there a certain number that I can just look at quickly and tell if something's going up or if it's going down? Out of those things, which would tell me if I'm moving my business forward or if things are stagnant. And the more I look at those things, the quicker I can adjust and make them better. And that's why they're called key point indicators or key point initiatives. These are things that are going to, now the trick is you don't want 100 of them. And I see Mr. Aaron talking here in the chat. Thank you, Aaron. I just got off a great chat with Aaron, virtual coffee, and we're going to do his live stream in February. I talked to Dana this morning also from the C-suite and Olivera, and we're going to do a live stream or a recorded podcast here soon, and that's going to come out in February as well. So all of these promotions, do I know they work? No, I don't, because I haven't really been out there too much. But what we're doing is building these relationships, like with folks like Dana and with people like Aaron, and they come on my show and I go on their show and we start looking at the numbers when we do that. That's why we have these key KPIs that we track. So when you go on Aaron's show and you have a good show, and then 2 days later, 3 days later, 4 days later, we start getting a spike on something, we know Aaron has the viewership. Aaron's people are my people. Now I go to Aaron, I say, Aaron, tell me these other folks that are out there doing shows like yours, because your people started requesting more information, started jumping on my schedule, just bought out of nowhere monthly subscriptions. I need to be in front of more errands. But if you're not tracking these things real time, at least once a week, I would never know if I went on Aaron's show and I got a pop that I would need to be on other shows like Aaron's shows. I would just be randomly going on podcasts thinking that just because I go on podcasts means I make more sales. It's not true. It's which podcast and what did I talk about with Aaron, and I could watch it again and I could listen for the words and the phraseology and the angles and what features or benefit I spoke of, because that struck a nerve. And so these KPIs are very important to your business. And now is the time to come up with them. Right now, it's December 11th. You got 3 more weeks. You don't want to do this in next October, which is what you'll do if you don't act right now at these things. My son will tell you one of the things I always say around the house is act at the speed of instruction. So when I'm telling myself an instruction that something needs to be done, you just do it. Or if somebody tells you something should be done, and if you agree with them, then the time to do it is right then. So right now is the time to do your KPIs for 2024. So reflection is the first step. Step 2 of creating good KPIs for 2024 is aligning with business goals. So start by identifying what goals and objectives you're going to want for next year's, and your KPI should be directly aligned with these goals. An example is if you want to increase revenue, if you want to increase profit, okay? A relevant KPI could be monthly sales growth. For example, if you're going to be looking at growing profit, remember it's the end result that you're going for. So more revenue doesn't make you more profit. More sales doesn't make you more profit. Having more employees doesn't make you more profit. Making more profit comes from one thing and one thing only, is that it's greater margin between your expenditures and the money you take home. It's that simple. So what are some KPIs that will contribute to a higher profit margin? Now, of course, now you go to all those things and you got to examine what they are. What is your gross profit margin and what is your net profit margin? If you don't know that those are 2 different numbers and how to come up with them, you're already going to fail. You will not succeed unless you understand how numbers work in a business. So go to the Google machine or go to Coaching Done Better and find a finance coach and say, hey, I need to understand how my numbers work, and then hire somebody, invest in that. And that's one way to start getting more profit, is by understanding your numbers, knowing the difference between gross profit and net profit, knowing what a revenue growth rate is, cost of acquisition, how much are you paying for a client? Now here's a great one. It's a trick question. Let's say a supermarket in your neighborhood wants more money. So they think that they would do better with more people, more shoppers. So they do some research, and they find out that it's going to cost $150 for each person that walks through their door to become the customer. That's how much it's going to cost. So how many customers do you want over the next 3 months? Let's say they want 100 of them. It's going to cost $150 per person. Okay. So easy math. 150 times 100. That's $15,000. And you go, okay, great. Am I willing to spend $15,000 to get 150 or 100 more clients? Okay. That's not a yes or no question. A lot of people go, hell yeah, I'd spend $15,000 for 100 clients. And a lot of people go, hell no, I would never spend it. Well, the reason why it's a trick question is you don't have enough information to make the answer yet. So the next question that you would ask is, how much is each customer spending? If each customer is spending an average of $5, then that would be probably a bad investment. You probably wouldn't want to spend $15,000 for 100 people who are going to spend $5 each. Not to say that you wouldn't do it. It's just to say that with that information, that extra piece, the answer would probably be you'd be foolish to do so. But what if we add more information? Like, it's not $5, it's more like $75. And guess what? In 2023, I'm using round numbers, okay? But in 2023 dollars, that's very little. But we want to dumb this down so we can follow this easily over the radio. So let's say the average customer spends $75, but it costs you $150 to get a client in there to spend $75. So $15,000, you're going to net $7,500. Don't you think that your financial CFO is going to say, hey, stupid. You asked for some budgeting revenue, some money, some capital for marketing. I approved $15,000. You said you were going to get 100 customers, and you did that, but they only spent $75 each, so we lost $7,500. What's wrong with you? Can't you do math? And then you can look at your CFO and go, yeah, I could do math. What you are doing is using a very narrow sight on the money we spent, the money we earned, where I'm going to go up another level or two, and I'm going to say, Mr. CFO, when's the last time you went to your favorite supermarket once? And he's going to go, well, I don't. How does it go? How often do you go? And he goes, well, I go in there, well, at least once a week. All right, we go into these supermarkets and we spend anywhere from $75 to $125. So it might be a low day, 75, but the next week is our big week, right? That's the week we buy the meat for the month, and now I'm spending $200. And you go, oh, so what you're saying is there is another number we can look at, and that's called the customer lifetime value. So how many weeks are in a year, and then how many holidays do people spend extra money on food and stuff? And then how many years does somebody end up living in a house next to your supermarket? And let's say the average is 7 years. So it's 7 times 52 times 100, or 75, let's say the average is. So let's do that math now. 7 years times 52 weeks, 364 visits times 75, $27,300. That's a lifetime for one client on average times 100. That's $2,730,000. So would you spend $15,000 to make $2 million, Mr. CFO? 360. So let's do it again. 52 weeks times 7 years times $75 per trip. 27,000 times 100. $2.7 million. Now, Mr. Finance Officer, for those 100 clients I got you this week over the 3-month period, they're going to spend $2.7 million over the next 7 years. Can I get $15,000 for that? What do you think he's going to do in his office? He's going to go, 15, let me give you 60,000. Let's go for 300 people. All right. Let's not stop at 100. Let's go for 400 people. Let's go for $10 million in lifetime revenue from the, so your KPIs, you got to know your numbers. Know your numbers, people. But KPIs, they don't stop with just numbers. You got to know about inventory. You got to know about turnover. You got to learn about head people, right? Turnover with people, turnover with inventory. Um, Not only just the dollars and cents, but you got to have some KPIs that are connected to relationships. Talk about ROI a lot in this business, return on investment. But Steve Nudelberg and Mark Nudelberg and the Daily Huddle folks talk about ROR, which is return on relationships. So, what kind of KPIs are you having for next year? To how many events you're going to go to, how many thank you letters you're going to write out of the blue to somebody who isn't expecting a letter of gratitude from you. These are relationship builders. How many people are you going to invite to a virtual coffee and just to ask them for 25 minutes how they're doing, how their mom and them are, and how their business is doing, and why they're doing what they're doing, and how you can help them that day? And are you where are you on your KPIs as to how am I handling my calendar? When's the last time? When's the last time I opened up my calendar and had anything on it? Yet I'm busy all day long. Yeah, I'm busy all day long. Yet my calendar is got 0 on it. So here's Friday, February 2nd, and it's empty. All right, let me see myself here. There we go. It's empty. That's how most people's look. This is today's calendar on most people's calendar. I had to go out to February to find that. Now let's go to today. February, January, December 11th. Let's go to today. This is my calendar today. You know, those yellows and blues don't show up on the green screen, but from 6:30 in the morning, walk with Christy, then the trailer hitch. I told you that story this morning. Then a podcast onboarding call at 11 a.m. Then a BDB team meeting at 12, and then Dr. Sharon's Coaching Done Better discovery call was at 1, and then Aaron's Zoom discovery call for his podcast at 2, and then get down to business live stream 2:30 to 3:30, and then 3:30 to 4. I actually have something here called fill time. Fill time. And you know what? I don't like doing this on the fly, but I might be able to share. Boom, hit this, and then add. Let's see, presentation. Nah, this ain't working. I mean, it should work. I'm not working it right. Where's my monitor? Oh, there it is. Share screen. That way, I really want to show you this because it's this important. It's very, very important. Here's my calendar. So here's walk with Christy. Look at that. Let me take. I think I could take this off. There we go. So from 6:30 to 9, I'm going to walk typically 3 to 5 miles. So that's about an hour and a half for someone, and I want to get home and relax a little bit and take a shower and get to the next thing. Then trailer hitch 9 to 11. Well, I told you the story this morning already about how that trailer hitch thing. I had it on my trailer already, which is crazy. That it was cool. But that was cool. So I got some time back when I came into the office to myself. But I had it booked here, so no one would book themselves on here. And then podcast onboarding call with Dana from 11 to 12, and then my business done better training team, and then my Dr. Sharon call, then Aaron call, then get down to business, then fill time. The reason I wanted to show this fill time was important because look, I haven't had a minute to myself really all day long coming in here. So I know when I get off of here after talking for an hour straight, I need to have, a second to rest my vocal cords before I get on to the next thing. The next one is the call with Nick and Tammy, and then I got to go pick up a trailer, and I booked the rest of the day because I'm going to take that trailer home and put some stuff in it to bring back here. So the thing is, let me stop. How do I stop sharing? There we go. If it's not scheduled, it's not going to get done. So make one of your KPIs. I'm living by my calendar. And then every week when you go, that's one of my KPIs. How am I doing? Look at my schedule. Look at my calendar. It's a key point, an indicator as to how busy I am. And that's a whole nother other rabbit hole that you go down to is these things on my calendar. Are they leading to things that make my company money? I see a question here by Aaron. It said newer CEO and defined for us newbies. Okay, key point indicator. or a key point initiative. These are key points, means very few of them. And then the initiative or the indicators is that these are the things that will indicate whether you're moving your business forward. So here are some key point indicators. Let's say if you're trying to make more profit. Hold on, let me scroll down here. Number one, where is it? I got some good ones. I did some research today. I just have to have it up. I need a producer. I need to get a producer to have all this stuff running in the background as I'm doing this. Okay, here, financial. Here's some key point for Aaron. This is for you. Key point indicators based on business. We're talking about business. You could do the same thing for personal. Financial key point could be revenue growth rate, profit margin, cash flow, or return on investment, ROIs. If you're looking for key point indicators, you know what? I'm going to put this on here so you can see it. How about this? That way I'm not just a talking head. Let me share my screen with you guys. Boom, boom, cancel, share screen. Oh, I see. Doesn't like to do it that way. I remember this now. Wonder if I can. I forgot how I did this. It doesn't like it when you just share your screen, but add a source. I can't do it. I'm just gonna keep going. I'll figure. I have to remember how to do it, Aaron. But customer service. A key point indicator for customer service is customer satisfaction scores. They call them CSATs. Net Promoter Score (NPS) or resolutions. How many complaints versus how many Google reviews you're getting that are positive, right? The key point indicator might be how many Google 5-star reviews am I getting per month? That might be one. If you want to improve sales or marketing, which I hate this, I didn't have a chance really to dig this and tear it apart for you guys. I hate when they mix sales and marketing. If anyone knows me, sales and marketing are not two different things, or else they'd be called smarketing or something. I made that up, but it's sales and marketing. But anyway, conversion rate, customer acquisition cost, we talked about that, lifetime value, lead conversion rates. Those are the numbers that I was doing earlier, a little bit about the 175 and all that stuff. But it goes much, much deeper than that. Operations, inventory overturn, production efficiency, on-time delivery. These are key point indicators you can do for operations. And human resources, employee rate turnover, employee satisfaction, training and efficientness. So remember, your KPIs that you choose will depend on your industry, your business model, and your strategic priorities. I'm not one for reading, so I'm going to stop. So I don't want to use that as a handicap, but those are different examples of KPIs. And starting right now, you have to start with the end in mind for next year. So I want you to think about this. I want you to think about these things right now. Scroll up here. I want you to kind of close your eyes and picture yourself in December of 2024. And you're going to think, how many clients do you have? All right, that's what I want to know. How many clients are you going to have at the end of 2024? And then I want you to go, how much money is in the bank? And I want you to picture it, literally see the bank account and see the numbers and write that down. If you have employees or if you're thinking about getting employees, how many employees work for you at the end of next year? Remember I said when it comes to making more money, it doesn't matter about sales, quantity. It doesn't matter about revenue. It matters about profit margins. So profit margins are usually expressed in percentages. The average percentage for profit margin, unfortunately, in this country is 5%, which is very, very, very low. 10% twice as good, but still low. Some businesses have a very high profit margin, like an internet course, where we might have 80% profit margin, 70% profit margin. That's awesome. My kids' landscaping typically around 8%, doing better than the national average, but could be better. But pick a number, pick a percentage. Maybe it's 8%. Next year you want it to be 12%. That's your number, 12%. Write that down. And then write down, what do your surroundings look like? what am I in the same building? Am I in the same office? Am I in a bigger office? Do I buy a building next year? Do I move to a place where I have frontage? Am I in my garage fulfilling, right? And now I can see myself in a warehouse doing order fulfillment. These are your surroundings. So you've got your money, you got your employees, you got your profit margins, you've got your surroundings, and you write all these things down. These are vision, like a vision board. And then you work backwards to do this. What do I need to do to get to this much money in the bank, this many employees, this much profit margin, this to buy that building or to rent that warehouse? How much do I need to have in the bank to do that? And then that's going to tell you now the first thing to do. Now your actions are going to reflect in results, and those results can be found in your KPIs. So that's how everything is tied together. My actions, I know exactly what I have to do week over week to get to the next month, to get to month 3, to get to month 6, 9, to get to where I see myself in month 12. But there's only 5 or 6 things that are very, very important as goals. So each one of those has 10 or 15 or 20 things you break down and do the actions. The results are your KPIs, and the results are something you're going to look at weekly to find out the trend. Is it trending up? Is it trending down? Are you benchmarking? Remember, I said you're going to go from 8 to 12%. But what if your competition is at 20%? Well, that means there's a lot of stuff you could do to get better. What if your competition is at 4%? You're overperforming. That's good. What are you doing different? Can you articulate it? So that's why these KPIs open up so much discussion. That's why you're supposed to have weekly meetings or monthly meetings at minimum with your executive team to talk about KPIs, because it opens up the discussion about why things are working or why things aren't working. So SMART goals, very important. I'm not getting into SMART goals today. And I'm going to start winding this down because, we want to do about an hour a day, but I'm not going to do an hour by myself, just pontificating over and over. I wanted to bring a different, unique perspective every day to you guys. Today was about KPIs. I think you've got the picture of what they are and how to do them. If not, you want to contact me, do it on wherever you're seeing me here, which is on Twitter and Twitch and uh, LinkedIn and Facebook and YouTube. DM me. You can jump on my schedule. Just put my name, Jeremy Torisk, Torisk, or go to coachingdonebetter.com. Join. It's free to join as a member. Coachingdonebetter.com. My schedule is there. Look at some of my resources. My videos are on there. I've got you can get sales funnel. My licensed sales funnel, Ray Leone's the original sales funnel. You can buy that from there. And the rest of this year, we've got an amazing offer for you coaches out there. It's $99 a month to be a coach on this platform, or $1,000 for the year. You save 2 months when you pay for the year. If you sign up before January 1st, instead of $1,000 for a year, it's $1,000 for life. You never have to pay again. I don't take any of your back end money. You can have a profile, your books, your PDFs, your videos, your courses could all be on here. You have your profile, you got your scheduler. You can do what I'm doing here, live streaming right onto the platform. And for $1,000 for a lifetime until January 1st, that deal goes away, and then it just goes to a $99 a month or $1,000 a year. But until the first of the year, if you do $1,000, you get lifetime ride or die special. And I will be spending tons and tons and tons of money starting February for marketing to get members on here, because members are free. So when I get that app, I'm going to have a lot of downloads planned, 10, 20,000 downloads in the first 2 quarters of next year. Are some pretty hefty goals. A lot of money being funneled away and tested, and surveys being done right now by some smart people to get the members on board. So the coaches, right now is your time. Whether you're mind, body, or business coach, get on Coaching Done Better. Get yourself a platform so we can help more people get better every single day. It's a community over competition site. Got lots of different features and benefits. Jump on my schedule. Join as a member if you'd like, and I walk you through it. We'll do a discovery call, virtual coffee, anything you like. Right now, I'm going to go rest my vocal cords, get ready for my next meeting at 4 p.m. with Nick and Tammy. And we will see you guys tomorrow for Tech Tuesday, where we're going to show you guys how to light this green screen behind me, and just really show you that's what it looks like right now behind me. I got just a green screen, but tomorrow I'm going to show you how. Most of the time when the fingers are, really important on green screen, when I hit this button, by the way, I'm going to show you some of these toys too. This is a little scanned stream deck here, and I can just push a button, and there it is. Push the little thing here on my ATEM, and you see how my fingers they don't have any green on. My hair isn't green. The surround of my shirt's not green. When's the last time you're on Zoom and people are moving like this and their heads disappearing and morphing and weird, and you think, oh my God, I'm talking to an alien. Who the hell am I talking to on here? That's because their lighting is off. They got bad lighting game. They got no green screen. And their lighting is off. That's why that happens. So tomorrow I'm going to talk to you guys, show you my setup here, give you the links to everything. I'm not making any money off the affiliate links because I've been too damn lazy, and I don't think there's enough money in the sales for me to put my time there. But I'm going to show you exactly what I'm using, show the things you could use for your house if you don't use what I'm using to have this kind of background and all that stuff. I'll see you tomorrow at 2:30 p.m. Eastern. We're going to talk Tech Tuesday. We're going to light you up. We're going to make you sound real pretty. Thank you, everybody. Now, time to get down to business. Let's do it together. Let's have a really big end to 2023. Let's get down to business for 2024.